Welcome to Wellness Clinic. My name is Garrick, this is Dom. Nice to meet you. What we're going to do today, we're going to take you through the first of our programs over the 7 weeks. We're just going to show you quickly what the exercises are, make sure you're using correct technique and correct intensity as well. Okay, so we'll show our first exercise. Okay guys, so the first piece of equipment we're going to do, we're going to use the bike. You can pass the preference whether you want to use the sit-up bike or the recumbent bike. For me, I'm going to use the sit-up bike. First thing you want to do is make sure your seat height's perfect. Here in parkour, you've got the blue pin down at the bottom here. You pull the blue pin out, slide the seat up and down to your preference for height. Make sure it's fixed in place if you jump on. You don't want it sliding down, it's quite uncomfortable. So what you're aiming for, as you walk up to the seat height, around kind of your hip joint there, you might want to need to adjust it once you're on, but that's a good starting point of something to aim for. Then climb yourself onto the bike. Now the bike's here at park because it's got like a dynamo inside, so you're powering the machine. So if you give the bike a couple of pedals, a couple of rotations, the machine comes to life. What we're going to do, we're going to cycle 5 kilometers. We're going to want to do that 5 kilometers as fast as you can. I don't care what gear or resistance you choose, it's all about speed. Then we know how fast you've improved over the 7 weeks. So we're just going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to press the big green quick start button in the middle here, and then adjust your resistance. So again, you can have any resistance you like. My preference is 3 to 5. Let's go 4, and then you're going to go hell for leather and then do it as fast as you can. So you might want to keep an eye on distance here. So we're in for 5.00. You can flick by pressing this button here between the distance, speed and RPM. From my experience in the past, if you keep the RPM over 85, you'll be in with a really good time, hopefully under 12 minutes or hopefully closer to the 10 as fast as you can. So again, this work isn't going to take you an hour and a half or anything horrible like that, okay?
Right, how are we doing? We're on to the rower now. I'm going to show you how to use it. Pretty simple. Now, your level, I want it to be on level 5. Not 4, 5. So, next up, we're on to the menu. Now, if you look, when we say menu, okay, it will turn on. There we go, here we come. Right. Now, I want to select the workout. Standard list, and I want 2,000 meters. Okay, now, keep on the top one, so we've got 2,000 meters up there, and down here is a projected time to finish. Now, I want it under 10 minutes. Pretty simple, and I expect you to kick some butt. Grab hold of the handles, okay? Come back, sit up nice and straight, so your back's nice and straight. Look forwards, not to your right. And I want you to bring back to your stomach, and bring it forwards. And I want them always be in a good motion, you know? So, now start to get a gist. Try and keep your back nice and straight, and try not to bring it back, you know? So, sit up, chest up, you keep looking forwards, not looking right. So, get a bit of a sweat on, looking forwards, and I want you to just keep going. Hit them 2,000 meters under 10 minutes, and you're on to a winner.
Okay guys, so the first of our resistance exercises, we're going to use the leg press. So first thing we want to make sure you do is get your feet adjustment right on the backboard. So what you're aiming for, we'll go and right in the middle, feet kind of hip width apart, maybe a tiny bit wider, and our starting position, you want to be aiming for your knees to be around 90 degrees. So for me, probably back here. If you adjust the seat attachment, the seat adjustment is on the right hand side, you pull that towards you, that slides up and down. Make sure that's locked in place before you move, okay? Also, start on a weight nice and light, and then we'll go through over in the class what weight you should be using in terms of intensity, okay? So, knees are 45 degrees, 90 degrees even. You can either keep your hands on the handles or on your lap where you find comfortable, and then push yourself up. As you come to the top, don't lock your knees out, keep them nice and soft, and as you come down, don't let the weights clang. For me, I have to do people manage, you've got your mobile phone in between the 2 weight stack, and that's the kind of distance you're aiming for, up and down. What we're going to do in the program, we're going to have 15 repetitions, and repeat that 4 times. In between each set of 15 that we're doing, we want to rest between 40 to 60 seconds, okay? Most importantly, but we're going to go over again in the class, is the intensity or the weight that you should be using. What we're going to go for, the most important thing is finding that weight. So if we're going for 15 repetitions, I want to make sure the 15th repetition is difficult and you're struggling with that 15th repetition and you need to rest in between, okay? So the reason you rest is because you should want and need that rest, not because somebody said take a rest. So if we're going for 15 repetitions, I don't want to be going 13, 14, 15, okay? And like board, just go again. 1, 2. What you should be aiming for if we're going for 15 repetitions, you should be going 13, there should be 14, and the last you should be going 50, and then rest. So that's the kind of intensity that we're aiming for. So the next exercise we're going to do, we're going to stick with the leg press, but we're going to do a single leg press. So for this exercise, we want to bring your feet back up again. We want to bring your feet nice and high. What we want to do is bring one foot slightly off center. What you're going to do, you're going to push yourself up with 2 feet first of all. Once you're up, you're going to take one leg off. You can either dangle it in between or to the side, whatever's comfortable, and then you're going to bring yourself down nice and low and push yourself back up again. So nice and low and back up. Make sure your knee is tracking in line, make sure it's not wandering in and out. So the reason we're doing the single leg press is because as you come down nice and close, you get a nice big stretch from your hamstring and your bum. So you're not just working the quad on top, you get in the back of the leg as well. So with the leg press, the higher your feet, the more strain you put on your hamstrings. The lower your feet on the leg press, the more you feel it on your quads.
So we're about to go do the dumbbell press. This is going to work primarily the triceps. So, actually how to do it. Grab your dumbbells, slide down the scissor ball. Now what I want you to do is put your hips up, so you keep core nice and strong. Elbows tucked in, head to the ceiling, and I want you to push your arms up and come down. Just like that. And push back up, slowly come down. Just for the triceps working, to the potential, and push. Just safely put them down, roll back up, put on these. You've got the foot pedal down here. So what I want you to do is pop your foot on, and it brings the bars back. Hold on to the bars, and obviously if it's too heavy, you put your foot on the foot pedal, and let it go back without slamming. So grip hold, chest up, bring it right back, like that. Your head up, chest up, nice and slow repetitions. So when you're finished, bring it back, foot on, and let it go down nice and gently. There we have it.
Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do bicep curls, okay? So for me, so many people cheat when they do bicep curls. When you do a bicep curl, the dumbbell should never be against touch your shoulder. If you can, it either means you're using your forearm to help lift it up, or using your shoulder to lift it up. Neither which your bicep. So to stop people cheating, what I say to people, you're going to lean against the wall, bring your shoulders back, elbows back, allow the dumbbell to touch the wall. If you grip the dumbbell just toward the end, let them relax in your hands. What you're going to do now, you bring the dumbbells up as high as you can, without your elbows leaving the wall, and then twist at the top. And then back down again. Full range of movement, always keeping your back, shoulders and elbows against the wall, bring it up and twist. What I want you to imagine you do with the dumbbells, imagine you've got bottles of water in your hand. As you lift the bottles up, you empty the bottles of water on the floor, and down. So nice and smooth, nice and controlled, easy. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do, we're going to do geckos. So for this exercise, you need to find a ball and a wall. Ball up against the wall, forearms on, hands in like a praying position, and you can bring your knees up off the floor, into that position. Once you're happy and comfortable there, make sure your core's nice and tight. Then what I want you to do is bring your knees up, one at a time, alternate them to touch the ball. If your knees don't touch, the repetition doesn't count. So the advance on that exercise, if you do 20 of those geckos with the ball against the wall, what then going to do is move the ball away from the wall and perform exactly the same exercise, put the ball up, and again, if your knee doesn't touch, the repetition doesn't count. Nice and simple. So the last exercise we're going to do, we're going to do Swiss and sit-up, and old school, nice and simple ones where the abdominal muscles down the front. What we're going to do, sit on the ball, roll yourself down, do a lumbar, arch your back on the ball, hands to the side of your head, make sure you arch all the way back so you're nicely stretched, and then we do pick yourself up, put your head into your chin, and roll back down again. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Make sure you pause at the top, make sure you get that contraction before you lower yourself down.